Along with this, the Sangam literature, the first source of information about villages, mostly it is literature. Other than the Sangam literature, another thing was that we got that they are stories. Maybe most of the stories were not written at that point of time. It was like bedtime stories. So from one generation it passed to the second generation, and that is the way we got all those stories. Some few are inscribed by the king, some of the kings, but mostly we got it in that way. Now these stories are composed by very common people, those who are telling those stories, and these stories was very much related to their daily life. So these stories also are giving a glimpse of light of the people, of the common villagers, common people at that point of time, and how they live, what they do for their livelihood. Jatakas was the stories that was about Buddha, and as we know that Buddhism was very common and popular at this point of time. So incarnation, lots of incarnation stories of Buddha was popular at this point of time. They imagine Buddha as a very common man, and or even some animals, some of his previous incarnation, and being a very noble soul, this person or particular this animal is preaching something, teaching something for the benefit of the human being. So in that way also we get a glimpse of their common livelihood or their society. Some of the sculptures that also giving us a light, depicting some of the common people's life, how these peoples they are living. And these sculptures used to decorate many of the temple railings we have seen. We have seen it in the pillars, even the gateways. We have seen that people actually they did it for decoration. The intention was to decorate that particular thing, but it cannot be outside from alien something from outside of the world. Naturally, what was happening in their daily life, those only we have got in the sculptures. Even the travelers account, many people at that point of time, they came to India from several countries to learn about Buddhism. Majority of them we have seen the Chinese travelers, and they started writing down whatever they have seen in India. From the time of Megasthenes, we have seen that many Megasthenes, as he has written India, so Indica, he has given a vivid description about Chandragupta Maurya, his time, how it was how Patliputra was, how it was protected, how was the life of common people. Everything was written in Indica, which stand as a very authentic and informative part of ancient history even today. Like that, we have seen that many other travelers also they came and they wrote it down, which we find out. Then we have seen that many cities they had particularly in the cities we have seen that fortified walls, the evidence of fortified walls we have seen even in the literature or in at the form of architecture. Even the archaeologists they found that these walls, why they used it, what is the use of that. I told you that archaeologists they act, historians they act as a detective. So as a detective they found out that they went back to that particular time and they find out what was the reason that a particular place they are using those fortified walls to protect their own place. And as they have these fortified walls, they naturally they said that it is the capital city. So about 2500 years ago, most of the Janapadas, their capital cities, it was covered by fortified walls, and that used to give a protection to the city. Many cities we have found rows of pots, the ceramic rings, most of the houses. Now as we have again they have studied on it, they find either these ceramic rings keeping one after another they use as their toilet, or as a dustbin, garbage bin. That they also, those artifacts also we found somewhere. We have many remains of palaces or marketplaces or homes of ordinary people also. Perhaps some are yet to discover, where they are underneath of the earth, beneath of the earth, and we need to unearth them. It is not yet done, and but the archaeologists and other they actually are working on that to find out that what it was. And some others they had already destroyed, as they were not made by stones, they were made by woods or muds, so naturally they are destroyed, and it is not possible to find them. But as they destroyed, we can easily say that people use wooden palaces, and as with the time period, naturally these wooden palaces are no more on the earth. Another way of finding out is cities that the sailors and travelers they have visited, like Vasco da Gama, like some unknown sailors also, when they started visiting the coastal line of South India, wherever they came, they started writing something that how they found that new area. So their write-ups also many a times they act as a very important evidence for us, by using which we come to know that exactly what happened at that particular point of time. We are taking a place named Varouch. It is a Greek name given by the Greeks, Varouch. This is near the Gulf, near at by Gaza. It is very hard to navigate for those who are coming from the seas. Now ships needs to be steamed. So these all actually they wrote not for history. They wrote to keep an evidence that this is the way we can enter. So the people who are coming from their own country, they must have a handbook in their hand that how to navigate in that particular place. Now here it was a famous trading center, Varouch. What we have seen that exports, many exporters they came here to export various things, like from the singing boy, beautiful women, to gold, copper, silver, and many other beautiful stones. They used to come. Even the people, those who are coming here for trading, they had a tendency to please the local authority administrator, the king or the headman, because they need to complete their business there, trading there. And if the local authority is not pleased, naturally they will not be able to complete their business or trading in the particular place. Coins also act as a very important source. Numismatic, the study of coins we say, because the value of coin actually is saying the prosperity of the particular place. And the coins even from like we found Roman coins in various parts of India. So by seeing that, we can say that Romans had a very good trade relation with India. That's the reason everywhere, many of the places in India we can find Roman coins. At the same time, we have seen even the coins are mostly built by copper or silver. So the king, particular those which kings they issued gold coins, we can say that the town or that particular place, they reached to the hierarchy of the highest prosperity at that point of time, when the administrator or the king, they are able to issue the gold coins there. And even I told you before when we are discussing about Sangam literature, that Sangam literature, many places we have seen that barter system was prevailed in the society. Now, what is barter system? Barter system is exchange of goods. You have a pen, I have a pencil, we want to exchange it for our own benefit. Like that, the people, those who are working in the agricultural field, they are exchanging their products like rice, wheat or bajra or whatever it may be, with the people, those who are in art and craft, or those who are making the ironsmith who is making plowshare for them. So they are exchanging their material. The ironsmith is giving his plowshare again by gaining maybe one full bucket of one full pot of rice. Like that they used to exchange their products, and that is known as barter system. Literatures and stories are many ways they are supporting that barter system was very much existing in the society, mostly in the villages. Now we will be coming with developing towns and cities. We will discuss about that. Towns means, you know, it is a place mostly which one is the administrative center. Villages, they are coming to the towns to support the town, the people, those who are in the town, with their agricultural product, or with whatever they manufacture. They are the potters, they are maybe they are making their pots and they are coming to the town market. And town is a place where people from various nearby villages also, they are gathered, they are accumulated to a particular place, and the trading flourished in all those places. At the same time, towns are famous for the place for kings or the main administrator, the soldiers, those who are protecting the nearby areas also from the foreign invaders, or from the people, those who are the miscreants. From these people, these administrative people are liable to save the local people or the common people. So towns were mostly for them. One of the major town this time we have seen that developed, that was Mathura. We will take that example. Many others also developed, but we will take example of Mathura. It was developed 2500 years ago. Now if you point out Mathura on India map, you will find that Mathura is located in a position where exchange of trade was easy, because it was in the route of North India to South India, or South India to North India. So it was a good marketplace for both North Indian and South Indian traders. Both of them can come there. At the same time, we have seen that it has a fortified wall around the city to save the city. We have seen it was a major religious center also. Being one of the religious town, Mathura developed for all the people, even for the pilgrims, and as the traders also, they found it is very useful for them to come to Mathura to sell their products. Other than this, another thing also in Mathura, we have found that Mathura was the second capital of Kushan dynasties. King Kanishka, he found that Mathura is a place that from where he can control whatever the winning territory, whatever he has won, those territories was easy to control from Mathura. So due to all these reasons, we have seen that Mathura developed as a very important city. Now what we have found there, why Mathura developed? The major reason we have seen that travel and trade was easily possible in Mathura, as it was the crossroad of North India and South India. And development of art, craft and architecture, that also helped Mathura to exchange the items, to be a main trade center. These are the major reasons that a city like Mathura developed easily in India. Now 2000 years ago, when Mathura became the second capital of the Kushanas, we have seen that many inscriptions also we find in Mathura that was done in this particular point of time, that is given us many information that how this city was developed and how it was an important center of trade at that point of time. Kings and queens, officers, merchants, these all we have seen there. And I told you that in this inscription we have even seen that how these merchants are gifting to the king. That also some of the traders, rich traders or rich merchants, they inscribed. And it was a common trend between them, amongst them, that wherever they want to trade, they need to gift something to the local authority. It can be anything. And inscription from these inscriptions, they also mention that Mathura has a huge number of occupation prevailed there, as we have seen that in this inscription are telling about the basket weavers as a goldsmith, traders and merchants, the garland makers, perfumers, many different type of occupation we have found there. As these people, those who have some money, they are ready to spend. The traders, they need few of the privileges of the society. So naturally, different type of occupations also that generated at that point of time. Archaeological evidences of different type of crafts also we found in several parts of India. Whatever the place is important, what was the important import of a particular place, that they use those metals, or maybe in South India was famous for pearls. They used them and they made their own art and art crafts and architecture. Pottery in the northern, that black polish ware, northern part of India, we have that seen that black polish ware potteries which were very famous, and that even exported to other countries also. At the same time, we have seen that many archaeological evidences also we have seen that where we found that where we can see that these different type of arts that developed in this point of time. Famous cities like Varanasi is in the north, Madurai in the south, that also these names of these cities also we have found in the inscriptions. Both men and women, they used to work for their trade purpose or different other purposes also in these cities. Unfortunately, many of the artifacts not prevailed in these days. We don't found them naturally due to the time. It is a fact about 2000 years back. So naturally, within this period of time, many of the artifacts that with the time decay, they all vanish from the world, and we are not finding it out anymore. So many evidences we lost them. They are not survived, but we know about them from the text, because this time I told you not only the literature but the stories and inscriptions, they are giving us the evidences that this type of thing, and their pictures also, that these type of artifacts where their people started making all those type of pots. These craft person and the traders, now whatever people are manufacturing, they need to sell it out. This is the time when people started manufacturing products not for only their need. They started manufacturing it professionally. Like the potter is manufacturing lots of pots that is not for his own use but to sell it out in the market. Now people cannot sell in his own fixed price everywhere, because he has competitors. Some other potters also, they are making the same type of things. In that case, to solve this problem, now people are together, they gather together, the people, those who are working on the same trade, they made a group, and they named this group as Srenis. Like these days we have seen merchant guilds, like that only. Those days also people made some guilds or Srenis at that point of time. These Srenis were responsible, like the cooperative these days, to acquire raw materials, supply them raw materials to the people, those who are working on the field, and then whatever the end product to buy from them, and then even to help them to sell it out in the market by giving them a fixed price. Even some of the guilds, they work in that way that they sell all this whatever the production in the town market, and they used to give a profit to the people, those who are manufacturing it. So naturally different type of occupation also we have seen in this point of time. Some people, they started investing some of their money. They started working as banks, that whenever people, they are not getting their raw materials, they can take a loan from the bank, and then they can produce their products, sell it out in the market, taking help from the shrainis or the guilds, and then they can repay back their loan. So this is the thing we feel that the development of new Grameen bank, village banks, that also started at this point of time. We have seen a place called Arikamedu that was developed between 2200 years ago, between 2200 to 1900 CE. We have seen that there it was developed, and it was a coastal settlement where people, the ships, they are coming. Now think about the time period, that is 2000 BC is not that easy at that point of time to bring a huge thing from exporting from other countries or to send it out. Now this was the place, it was a completely trading center. Arikamedu was a trading city where people from other countries, maybe other location of the world, they used to come, mostly from the Romans. We have seen a good influence of Roman traders on the lifestyle of Arikamedu. Huge brick structures we have found in Arikamedu. Maybe it was a warehouse where they used to keep all the whatever the trading items they used to keep there. And we have seen that many different type of pots, like two-legged jars, different type of Roman lamps, these type of some artifacts also we found in Arikamedu. So and these place actually they are famous for a particular type of glazed pottery that was the Aretanware, which name from the name was taken from a city of in Italy. So these all are giving us evidences that Arikamedu has a close relation with Italy, with Rome and other places. Another kind of pottery is also used, and that they made it and made locally through Roman designs. So Roman people, as I told you, that they started influencing life of Arikamedu people. They need to prepare the things their merchants need, the traders they need, because these traders, along with, as they are bringing their products, they are buying some of the local products and they are taking it out to their own countries to sell it out also. Small tanks like dyeing vats, maybe they use for dyeing vats also we find there. And they are making beads. There was a bead making factory. Arikamedu was famous for bead making also. So Indian beads were exporting to Italy, Rome and other places also. Arikamedu is the we can say that evidence we can find in Arikamedu. So whatever we have seen in this chapter is mostly life was no more concentrated in one's own need. It has a versatile centers where people are no more working just only to feed himself and be happy. Now they have extra time and they started professionally working, like the potter is working for making pots only, iron smith is working for making plowshares only. They are working in a particular specified places. Crafts improved, architecture improved. We have seen that many people, they are writing, they are the poets, they are that also they have accepted as their occupation. We have seen that both men and women are working on the field, both the field, either in the agricultural or making for the artifacts and crafts also. So based on their own skills, their skills developed in other way, and using these skills they started trading. A group of traders, they earn a lot of money, and they were easy to make some guilds or shrainis which started working as a bank first time in India. So this was about the chapter. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.
If you like this video, please give a thumbs up. Please subscribe to our channel to get more videos on CBSE syllabus.